This week in Ipswich, a major council decision on the long-term Swanbank waste and odour issue, a big expansion for the city's Planes, Trains and Autos Festival, and why Ipswich continues to position itself as one of South East Queensland's growing events hubs. Adam here with the Ipswich Update, where we take a look at some of the things happening across the Ipswich area this week. Let's start with the Swanbank issue. Ipswich City Council has rejected a request from a waste operator to extend open-air composting operations at Swanbank while a new enclosed facility is being developed. The operator had asked for a 3-year extension to continue processing organic waste outdoors while construction of the enclosed processing plant is completed. But councillors voted to refuse the extension. For many residents in Ipswich, particularly those living near Swanbank and the surrounding suburbs, the issue will be very familiar. Odour complaints linked to waste processing facilities in the Swanbank industrial area have been a long-running concern for parts of the community. Council says the decision reflects both those ongoing complaints and the findings of a public health inquiry conducted last year into the impact of odour from waste operations in the area. The inquiry concluded that the smell issues had affected the quality of life for some residents, particularly during certain weather conditions when odours could travel further across nearby suburbs. In announcing the decision, Ipswich Mayor Teresa Harding said council wanted to see the transition to enclosed processing happen sooner rather than later. The proposed enclosed facility is intended to significantly reduce the odour impacts associated with open composting operations. For residents who have been raising concerns about the issue for years, the council decision is likely to be seen as a significant step. At the same time, it highlights a broader challenge for fast-growing regions like Ipswich. Waste management is an essential service for the wider region, but facilities that process large volumes of waste inevitably create tensions with surrounding communities. So the long-term question remains how to balance regional infrastructure needs with the quality of life of nearby residents. Another sign of how quickly Ipswich is growing can be seen in the latest land valuations. More than 90,000 properties across the Ipswich local government area were recently revalued, with the combined land value now sitting at around $48.6 billion. That represents an increase of about 51% since the previous valuation in 2023. Residential land accounts for the majority of that value, reflecting strong demand for housing in one of South East Queensland's fastest growing cities. The figures highlight the scale of population and development growth Ipswich has been experiencing in recent years. On a much lighter note, Ipswich's Planes, Trains and Autos Festival is returning this year with an expanded program. The event celebrates Ipswich's long connection to transport and industry and has grown into one of the city's signature community festivals. This year's program includes the return of Fully Charged at the Workshops Rail Museum, which focuses on electric vehicles and emerging transport technologies. There will also be a number of new events added to the lineup, including a 2-day motorsport event called 2 Days of Thunder and a heavy vehicle showcase known as Diesel Assault. The festival will run from the 2nd to the 4th of May and will feature events across multiple locations throughout the city. Council says the festival continues to highlight Ipswich's heritage as an industrial and transport hub, while also showcasing newer technology and innovation in the transport sector. Events like Planes, Trains and Autos are also part of the broader effort to position Ipswich as a destination for major regional events. The city has been steadily building a calendar of festivals, exhibitions and sporting events in recent years, often centred around venues like the Workshops Rail Museum. For Ipswich, attracting visitors through events can play an important role in supporting local businesses, tourism and hospitality. And as South East Queensland continues to grow, Ipswich's identity as a city with its own history, character and attractions becomes increasingly important. Those are some of the key things happening across Ipswich this week. If you live in Ipswich, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on the Swanbank decision and whether you think the odour issues in the area are finally moving toward a long-term solution. And if you'd like to stay up to date with what's happening across Greater Brisbane without the spin, make sure you're subscribed. Here's updates for some of the other Greater Brisbane LGAs, the Greater Brisbane Overview for this week, and the full series so you can stay in the loop with everything happening across the region. See you there.